Next, I would like to welcome and introduce Allison Yardley, this year's Lindquist College of Arts and Humanities honored graduate. Allison is graduating today with a degree in piano performance and a minor in psychological science. Allison is a dedicated musician whose positivity and perseverance have shaped every part of her journey. Supported by the Office of Undergraduate Research, she spent the past year exploring the mind-body connection in musical performance, aiming to help herself and others perform with greater confidence and ease. A passionate collaborator, Allie earned third place in the 2024 Utah Collaborative Piano Competition. This year, Allie was also honored with the nationally prestigious Presser Undergraduate Award given to a graduating senior in recognition of exceptional merit and musical excellence. Allison, congratulations on all of these honors. We are so proud of your accomplishments and are thrilled to celebrate with you today.
Good afternoon, students, families, faculty, staff, and honored guests. It is a privilege to stand before a group of such distinguished, accomplished, and inspiring individuals. I thank the faculty of the music program for this incredible honor. Graduates, congratulations. As someone graduating with you today, I believe I can speak for all of us when I say that getting to this moment right here is no small feat. Such a task requires intensity, discipline, and consistency, skills that are difficult to develop and even more difficult to maintain. I am sure that we can all agree that such an accomplishment would not have been possible if not for the family, friends, and faculty here supporting us now. Exactly 1 month ago today, I walked into my piano literature classroom early. This premature arrival to class was not due to being organized or punctual, but was actually an attempt to avoid crossing paths with anyone in the hallway. I am sure all of us graduates understand the overwhelming number of tasks that the end of semester demands. Not trusting myself to cut a conversation short if placed in one, I have to admit that I was avoiding any kind of conversation altogether. I was surprised to find a friend of mine had also arrived early to class. I explained my dilemma to her, and she, being a very busy student herself, completely validated my decision to avoid conversation. Later that day, I walked into a practice room and was surprised to find the same friend of mine practicing there. I asked if she wanted to go for a quick walk across campus with me, after which we could both return to the many tasks we needed to complete. We proceeded to talk for over 2 hours. Sometimes, however, it's more important to spend time with a friend than it is to check items off of a to-do list. The Harvard study of adult development is the longest-running longitudinal study in the world. Beginning in 1938, the study investigates and identifies factors that lead to a long, healthy, and happy life. The study found that the number one indicator of human longevity was the quality of social relationships. Numerous studies confirm that strong social relationships and an overall positive outlook on life are the strongest predictors of happiness and fulfillment. Please do not mistake my presence here to suggest that I have never had trouble to have a positive outlook on life or to create meaningful social relationships. In fact, my junior year of high school, upon being prompted by my AP final English language exam to write an argumentative essay about something I felt to be overrated, I argued vehemently that the entire human race was overrated. I claimed that all human beings were self-seeking and self-serving, never willing to help others without some form of ulterior motive. My time at Weber State quickly proved me wrong. Through my years here, I have never seen so many people, both teachers as well as classmates, show such selfless generosity and kindness with no ulterior motives. My piano professor, Dr. Ahn, dedicated hour after hour after hour of extra time to my piano studies because she wanted to see me succeed. When I needed help with the composition, my directed readings professor, Dr. Campbell, gave me a MIDI keyboard that would help speed up my musical composition work. He stated that I could give it to him when I graduated. At the last minute, my virtuoso pianist friend Julia Shen stepped in to play the incredibly difficult accompaniment that my sister was supposed to, as she had no chance of learning it in the short time window she had provided herself with. My friend Zane Chavez bought me a Diet Dr. Pepper on a day he knew I was very stressed, and then proceeded to buy me another Diet Dr. Pepper after the first one was stolen out of the fridge. My friends Ethan Price and Cameron Shepard stayed up until 5 a.m. with me to organize a schedule for the WSU Piano Festival that they were under no obligation to help with. Not only did I learn that I had been completely wrong about human relationships, but in fact, I learned that these relationships were critical to my survival as a human being. I failed to mention earlier that the 2-hour conversation I had with my friend Cameron last month was one of the most meaningful conversations I have ever had. It would never have taken place if I had still been prioritizing deadlines over human connections. One place in particular that I made meaningful connections in my time at Weber State was with the Youth Impact Practicum experience that I completed in partial fulfillment of my psychology minor. Youth Impact is an organization that aims to foster growth mindset and success in kids within the community. I learned many things from this experience that I could not have learned in any other way, one of which is that I really enjoy playing tag. Youth Impact provides at-school pickup and at-home drop-off to over 150 kids. A group of siblings there who had successfully worked their way into my heart asked if I could come with them on their ride home. After a fun and energetic day of spending time with my new friends, I don't think I will ever forget what it felt like to drop them off at home and learning that home was a shelter. A few days after I rode the bus home with these young people, I had the privilege of witnessing a rare and deeply touching work of art. The kids were painting at Youth Impact that day. I took a step back when I saw that in beautiful cursive writing, one of the girls that I had just dropped off at the shelter a few days earlier had written a single word: blessed. My surprise did not come from the notion that she was blessed. I could look solely at her strong bond with her siblings and see that she was. The ignorance in my surprise came from seeing that her kind of outlook on life was something I had never had. You may remember that the other strongest predictor of longevity, in addition to social relations, is a positive outlook on life. She had both, and with a canvas and a paintbrush, she showed me that I could have both too. To my fellow graduates of the arts and humanities, please do not forget the value of what you are doing. The world is in desperate need of beauty, and our specialized skills that we have worked so tirelessly to develop have the power to uplift and to inspire. Our world is changing rapidly and dramatically, and as someone who is deeply moved by music, art, and literature, it is very painful to witness the value of the arts and humanities being challenged. I would like those challenging it to know that my decision to work relentlessly toward a degree in the performing arts has transformed my life. It has pushed me to my limit, and it is what has created my strong work ethic. It has quadrupled my attention to detail. It has taught me what community means, and has taught me how to create it. It has helped me understand my emotional response to music, and has given me the vocabulary to share that response with others. Music, the arts, and the humanities bring fiercely unique gifts to people that other fields of expertise cannot. The piano can be an incredibly lonely instrument, but the 5 years that I spent studying piano at Weber State were the least lonely years of my life. The privilege of collaborating with other musicians, whether that be through lessons, teaching lessons, accompanying, choir, band, orchestra, or percussion ensemble, was something that allowed me to be a part of something bigger than myself. This feeling is not easily replicated, but as we go out into the world, it's time to stop relying on the structure of the university to create these collaborations and to start creating them ourselves. 1 month ago today, I saw human connection as a threat to my success, when in reality, that is exactly what has created my success. I am a first-generation college student who never even realized that I was, because my parents dedicated every waking moment of their lives to setting me up for success. These same parents raised 4 of my best friends, who are some of the most incredible people I have ever met, as well as a constant inspiration of mine. I would feel remiss not to thank the connection I felt with God in getting me to where I am. To put it best, as American poet Adrienne Rich says, there must be those with whom we can sit down and weep and still be counted as warriors. My individual story is one of many individual stories that could have been told by a graduate today. And as I conclude with how meaningful my experience in the performing arts has been, I would like us all to consider for a moment how many people with this same cap and gown are here, and how very many touching stories could have been recounted by this many students willing to give so much of themselves to the arts and humanities. From the bottom of my heart, graduates, congratulations. Thank you.